As a convert to Catholicism, one of the things that challenged me and took quite a while for me to accept is the Holy Spirit. I said the words, and that's all they were for years. I just mentioned the Holy Spirit, but I never really felt the power of the Holy Spirit. I never really owned the Holy Spirit, and I never felt its presence. Cornerstone offers an opportunity for the Holy Spirit to come in by whatever means. It's the only way that all the different needs, desires, wants, injuries, all the things that are bothering the people who attend can be addressed. There's no way that we could figure out, okay, this one has this injury, this one's damaged here, here's what we'll do to fix it. That's the job of the Holy Spirit. So we bring in all of these men with all of their baggage and all of their problems and all of their injuries over life. The Holy Spirit comes in and addresses all of them. It's a wonderful way to expose the Holy Spirit to a group of men. And if anybody comes into that retreat without that awareness, without that sense of ownership of the Holy Spirit, it's a wonderful way to be introduced and to accept it into their lives.
I think my favorite part of the Cornerstone experience is when you, and I can say this as a participant and also as somebody that had been on the weekend team, that first night that you're there, you don't know what to expect. As a participant, you have no idea what's about to happen, and then on the weekend team side, you don't know how these women are going to receive you. I think what's phenomenal is by the end of night one, the walls have been broken down. And by day two and by day three, you just see these women completely transform. And it's just a wonderful experience to see people open up at that point. I know I was guarded when I first came in as a participant, and by the end of the night, something had changed in me where I felt really comfortable being able to open up with the women at my table, and vice versa as a participant, being able to hear women come up to me after I shared my testimony, how much it made a difference to them, because you never know what that can do for another person.
So I've been involved in the Cornerstone ministry for, 6 years now. And every year it's a little bit different. You can only attend the retreat once as a retreatant, but you can come back to volunteer any year thereafter. And each year has its own unique and beautiful experience. And just getting to see a new group of men come through the retreat every year is just so heartwarming and touching. And it's a new class of Cornerstone brothers for us to integrate and to love and become lasting friends with.
I came to Cornerstone not knowing anyone and a little apprehensive about going because I really didn't know anyone in the parish. But it was a wonderful experience for me. I learned a lot about myself. I thought I had a relationship with God before the retreat, but through the retreat and the journey afterwards, I've come to realize that my relationship with God is so much deeper and so much bigger than I could ever imagine. So I'm always grateful for the experience of Cornerstone, and I continue to reap the fruits of what I gained in that retreat.
Cornerstone. It's been less than a year since I've been a member. I've kind of like pushed it off for several years. I can't tell you how many, but it's been several. But I think it was one of the most rewarding opportunities that I experienced. The camaraderie, the gathering of just guys getting together one evening a month. Food is awesome. That's one of the few things I look at as soon as I walk through the door. Develop new friendships. Being involved with St. Monica's, I guess, I want to say since 1987. It's what an experience. The day that I was initiated, for lack of a better word, was just more than outstanding. The night before, gathering, meeting people, it was just a warmth, a real warmth. And when you're finished, we had we call it a private mass. I had no idea that evening, and then we were going into the church for a real Mass, and I had no idea, none whatsoever. What a warm, outstanding surprise. I mean, it was just grabs you by the heart and the soul, and it was just, God, I can't wait to see what the feelings and the expressions of people that come in next year. Don't avoid it. Jump into it like you're going on a trip, because it is, and it's a great trip, trust me.
There is a legend, I believe it to be true, that with Persian rugs, that in the weaving of them, which is very complicated, they make a mistake while weaving the rugs, and they do it on purpose because they believe that only God is perfect and can make something perfect. And also, it is in this place, this error, if you will, that God enters and can help in the creation, making the rug, making us then perfect. In the retreat, the weekend team, the core team, we always try to make everything perfect. We have it all planned out. Everything's going to, every time we say it's going to be perfect. However, there's always something that happens, something that is the place for the Holy Spirit to enter. And he does. The Spirit, I say he, she, it's always there. The Holy Spirit is there and changes things up and makes the retreat better than what we had planned. Because oftentimes we'll have to improvise for something.
So the impact of being a retreatant at Cornerstone in 2018 was so moving for me that I wanted to give back this gift that I had received. And I became part of the weekend team in 2019. And I didn't expect to have the sort of the spiritual revelations that I did in 2019 being on the planning side. Like I did not see that coming. Like I felt at that point I got more out of the retreat as somebody planning it than I did as a retreatant. But looking back, like you can't even compare. Like each one is a separate gift. You know, it's like every week you go to Mass, every year we hear a lot of the same Gospels preached at different times and in different orders depending on the year, and there's always something new to get out of the experience, whether you're at the retreat or you're planning the retreat. It's like the gifts of the Spirit are endless, and you just don't, that's what's so exciting about it, is you just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how God's going to move you. And yeah, and if anybody watching this has been on the retreat and they've never been a part of the leadership team or their weekend team, run, don't walk. That's all I can say, because you will get something out of it that you could not even have anticipated, and that is the work of the Holy Spirit in this guy. He's awesome.